China's ambassador to Canada gave a warning that Canadians would face serious consequences if it prevents Canadian telecom firms from using Huawei equipment. Amber Kanwar is joining us from BNN Bloomberg. Good to have you with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
All right, huge stakes for Canada's telecom industry. Tell us about this. People are familiar with Huawei because of phones, but there's a lot of Huawei technology already here and at use in the country.
That's absolutely right. Companies like Bell Media are already using some of their older components, but what it's at issue, as you mentioned, is the rollout of 5G. Now, 5G is happening all around the world. You think your phone is fast. Now, 5G is going to promise to increase the speed 100 times. So the race is to develop that network, and the race is to provide those components. And with all the tensions between Canada and China right now, Canada is still reviewing whether they're going to allow Huawei to participate in its 5G network. So in a rare moment, as you alluded to, you had China's ambassador, Liu Xie, say that there would be repercussions if Huawei was excluded from the 5G process. So not exactly an overt threat, but considering where we are right now with 2 Canadians detained and another who has been convicted, sentenced to death, it certainly does raise the political stake and beg the question, what would those repercussions be?
Right. And also important to remind people why this 5G component is so necessary. If you want to do things like automated driving, if you want to be able to use it for things like surgeries, things that need an instantaneous response, that's why you need the 5G technology.
Absolutely, and that's why, it's not enough that our phones are connected to the internet. We're moving to this world where everything is connected to the internet, so you've got to have the infrastructure for that. Huawei wants to be part of that. I mean, Huawei, for the phones, has already surpassed Apple in terms of the number of phones that it ships. It wants to surpass Samsung. It also wants to be in those components. And so this could potentially scupper their ambitions. The United States and Australia have already made moves to limit Huawei's participation in their networks. So really all eyes are on Canada, and they've got 2 competing interests, right? Obviously they want to do business with China, but there have been reports suggesting that the U.S. is strongly encouraging Canada to follow in their footsteps and not allow Huawei's participation in the 5G network. So, who do you listen to in this environment? Obviously, the relationship Canada has with the United States is the strongest, but they want access and opportunities in China as well.
It's fascinating to watch this play out both politically and in the business world as well. Amber, good to have you here.
Nice to be here.